For the round centerpieces we made for the Tremont Institute, we worked with 4 different hardwoods: white oak, red oak, ash, and poplar. I started by cutting the rough timber into manageable sections. These were sent through the planer to smooth them out and to get consistent thickness within each set of boards. The plain boards were then cut into 10-inch square blanks and then stacked up for the next phase. Here I'm adding a stop block to the bandsaw jig that I'll use for cutting the circles out of the square boards. To attach each square piece to the jig, I use a template to mark the center point. This is where the board gets screwed to the jig, just loose enough so that I can spin it in place. I do a quick test of the loaded jig and start up the dust collector. The block I attached earlier stops the board at the right point next to the blade. Then I just spin the board and turn it into a circle. From here, I just remove, reload, and repeat about 50 times. I'm using a disc sander to smooth out the blade marks left by the bandsaw. This is the router table setup I use for rounding over the edges. I'm using a 3/8 inch round over bit and the flat edge of my mag switch featherboard as a stop block. I push the board into place, then it's another round of spinning. The final sanding pass makes sure there's a smooth surface on all sides of each board. This jig is used to center each board under the laser. The artwork we used is a topographic map of the Tremont Institute and some of the locations on the property. Since the laser burns into the wood, it leaves a little residue, so we just use some denatured alcohol to clean things up before we apply the finish coat of walrus oil. This part's always fun, since it brings out the beautiful grain and special character from each of the different types of wood we used.